Now, if you ever went to a sleepover as a kid, you'll know that there is nothing more impressive and sought after than achieving the infamous all-nighter. As far as kids knew, it was impossible, nothing more than a myth or a tall tale, but it wasn't. And for those small few who actually achieved such a feat, they were treated as kings, royalty in their own rights, absolute legends, fucking free pussy for the rest of their life. And I don't mean to brag or anything, but your boy was known to smash out a couple all-nighters from time to time. Sleep is a weird thing. As a kid, you don't want it, you don't appreciate it, and you feel like you get too much of it. Curfews are the worst as a kid, because if I go to bed early, that's less time I get to play Mario 64. Not to say I didn't keep my trusty DS tucked underneath my pillow so I can play a little Soul Silver late at night. I mean, I am a greasy gamer at heart after all. But all this to say, as a kid, it's a constant battle of wanting to stay up later than your bedtime. Part of that is because, well, yeah, you can fit in more time playing video games, you know? Fit in more rounds of GoldenEye slappers only with your brother and whatnot. But I think the other part of it is that staying up late seems cool and mature. The only people that are allowed to stay up late are adults and teenagers, and when you're a kid, adults are the epitome of mature and teenagers are the epitome of cool. Of course, once you grow up, you realize that's not really the case, but when you're a kid, everything's different. But sleep as an adult, young adult, or even teenager is the exact opposite of a kid's desire. You want sleep, you do appreciate it, but you feel like you don't get enough of it. I think the wanting sleep and not wanting sleep threshold is best established by how excited you are for New Year's Eve. Because New Year's Eve as a kid was one of the most hypest things out there. It was one of the only few times in my childhood that my parents actually allowed me to stay up till midnight. But now, oh brother, midnight is the checkpoint for my sleep schedule. It's no longer this special time to reach. Hell, midnight doesn't even seem that late to me anymore. Now it's just the norm. And it's sadly like that for a lot of people my age too. I see bitches tweeting the most depraved horny ass shit at 3 in the morning. Just because you woke up and deleted it doesn't mean I didn't see it. I'm onto you. Anyways, but why is that? Why is staying up late kind of normalized? Fuck, dude, I'm a film major making shitty YouTube videos. Why are you asking me? While I do think that's a big question to ask without years of research and field studies, I can tell you from my own personal experience. This dude just don't want to do research. Oh my god, I'm telling you, he lazy. For me, it can be easily traced back to high school. You see, before high school, my curfew was always 10 p.m. on school nights and 11:30 on non-school nights. But upon entering high school, my parents lifted that curfew and told me as long as I wake up on time and get to school on time, and my grades stay good, then they don't care what time I go to bed. They recognize that high school would be a lot more work than middle school, especially with me taking a handful of honors, AP, and advanced classes. They knew I might have to stay up a little late. Now, I was fine for the first 2 years, but junior year was the downfall. I was constantly going to bed at 2 a.m., and at my peak, I was going to bed at 5 a.m. and waking up at 6 a.m. to get ready for school, which is insane. Now, what was the cause of me staying up late? I mean, fuck. Talk to any high schooler on the day they have a big test or project due, they'll all tell you the same shit. Bro, I stayed up until 2 a.m. studying for this test and I know I'm about to bomb it. Bro, dude, I finished this project at like 4 in the morning and I know I'm gonna get a C. If I'm lucky. I straight pulled an all-nighter studying for this test. I can't feel my left leg. I feel like in both college and high school, it's normalized to stay up absurdly late working on or studying for school. But I think the key difference between college and high school work culture is the fact that college students are more likely to actually spend all their late nights actually working on school stuff, whereas high school students are more likely just to procrastinate to the final minute and thus pay the price by staying up late. Now, of course, that's not universal, but that's my own personal observation and experience. Yeah, I was one of those high school bitches who put off doing homework or studying until 1 in the morning. You see, I was constantly pushing myself to take harder and harder classes in high school, and by junior year, I was a little burnt out. So I would dick around to the late hours of the night and finally start doing work. But now as a college student, I find myself working on assignments as early as 4 p.m. and finally finishing around 2 or 3 a.m. And I know I'm not alone in this. I knew a lot of people back in high school who, quote unquote, stayed up all night studying when really they didn't do dick until midnight. So yeah, they technically stayed up all night, but they really only studied for like 6 or so hours before school. Like, I knew a dude in high school who would come home from school, sleep until 8 p.m., wake up, and then play Dota 2 until 4 in the morning, and then start doing homework until he had to go to school at 7. And he was one of the fucking smart ones! He took AP Calculus as a freshman. But in an environment where everyone participates in this kind of sleep and work habits, and casually talks about and even cracks jokes about it, it never felt like a problem to me. It just felt normal. But the truth is anything but. It's toxic and it's really unhealthy. Later on in life, it would only get worse. When I was 18, I experienced sleep paralysis twice in 1 month, and I can only assume that's because I was getting as much as 10 hours of sleep a week. And it would even go as far as me getting officially diagnosed with insomnia when I was 19. Now, I don't think insomnia is 100% due to my bad sleeping habits. It's more so due to the depression I had at the time, but the sleeping probably played a big part in it too. And now I'm at the point where I can be in a completely dark room, electronics out of reach, and I won't be able to fall asleep for 3 hours or so. Hell, I'm recording this at 4 in the morning right now. Not because I just woke up insanely early, but because I can't fall asleep. And that's where I've been for the past 2 years or so. I have been taking things like melatonin, and that does help a lot to various degrees, however. Sometimes it works perfectly and completely knocks my ass out, other times it only keeps me asleep for like an hour or two. And really, I'm just making this video for myself. I feel like if I can just openly talk about this and crack a couple jokes along the way, then maybe it can help me sleep in a weird sort of way. And maybe, just maybe, this video can help show someone that they're not alone in all this. I mean, fuck, I don't know. But all I do know is that if I could travel back in time and talk to my kid self, I would tell him to cherish the curfew set in place and to actually get some sleep at sleepovers, because he's gonna miss sleep when he gets older. And I'd also tell him to start investing in gold right now.